So I'm assuming you saw my video about building a rock lizard buggy where we kind of threw together a badass little rock lizard buggy in just over 2 weeks, and Josh took it to Trail Hero and really kicked ass in that little buggy. Well, Josh ended up selling that buggy last week, and he's using the money to build a new buggy. Josh liked the rock lizard, but decided he wanted to go in a different direction. You know, he was sick of the little samurai engine and that didn't have enough oomph to get him through sandy sections to get into places like Bloody Mary. He's also sick of the manual transmission, especially in a dedicated crawler like that. And the real killer was that he was constantly breaking trail gear axles on almost every trip and was ready to make the move up to bigger, stronger axles. So rather than change virtually everything on that buggy to his liking, it was cheaper to just sell it and start over. Josh decided he wanted to run a V8, Turbo 400, and Atlas transmission, bigger ORIs, and bigger axles. So he started looking at other chassis kits and ended up falling in love with the bent Fab Cliffhanger CH2 chassis. It's light, small, strong, seems properly designed. It's made to fit a LS engine, and it seems like an all-around good chassis. So after a couple of conversations with the owner over at Bent Fab, he ordered the chassis kit and had it to his house pretty quickly. We plan to start setting the rig up tomorrow. He's waiting. I think his jig comes in tomorrow, and once that jig comes in, we're going to start laying out the tube and making measurements and maybe tacking stuff together. So pop open a cold beer, sit your ass down, and enjoy another video as Josh attempts to build another buggy. Josh got his package in today, his buggy in a box from Bent Fab, his Cliffhanger 2 chassis. It's time to get this all sorted out and decide on a plan of attack. So we went online and printed out all of the diagrams and schematics for assembling this buggy. Pretty simple. Well, he got it on the jig. No, nothing's tacked or welded yet. It's just sitting on the jig right now. Just trying it out and kind of getting an idea of what the lines look like. So what chassis is this again, Josh?
It's a Cliffhanger 2 2020 from Bent Fabrication Off-Road. It is their newest chassis that he had. It's basically a buggy in a box. Everything's going together really great. The owner, Tim, has been more than helpful on everything. Best customer service I ever had. So check them out.
So he had to take it off the wood pallet because he just couldn't get it level. It's a lot more level on this concrete, so starting to tack some stuff in now. And you can still, Josh is still working with his injury right here. I know his foot's broken, but trust me, it's a masturbation accident. And everything lined up perfect here, so we could do some tack welds. Alex over here looking at the directions. And what do you got over there? Oh, that came with the directions?
You can't build a car if you don't.
Oh,
can't draw this.
That's pretty interesting.
Can't draw a cat.
I guess if you're not smart enough to draw a cat, you shouldn't be building a buggy. And old Joshy here got all of the lower frame tacked in, and right now he's working on the subframe. Got the jig hooked up, getting it all squared. And then after he tacks that in and gets the control arm mounts on, do some more measurements on it, make sure everything's fine. It's going to be time to burn it all in. So he got there pretty fast. This is an easy kit to assemble. So Josh got it all tacked together. Basically the whole chassis square, and it's together. Now it's just time to start burning it in for real. You ready to wheel this son of a bitch?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. Look at all these designated beer drinkers and shit hanging around here.
Tea drinker.
Yeah. Well, Josh went ahead and got the 42-inch Maxxis Trepador stickies. Badass. And built turbo 400 transmission. That's ready to go in now. And no cheap ass piece of shit Chinese Smitty built winches on this build. He's putting a warrant on it. Just about every buggy in our group are just running these old school M800, M8000s, and they're fucking perfect winches for a little rock buggy. So we're gonna get that in there. All right, Josh and Alex went through a 12-pack of beer mounting these bead locks last night. These nice KMC bead locks, and got the monster valves in them so we can air down real quick, get the bead on the tires real quick. Pretty sharp. Well, Josh drove up to Trail Gear, got his fabricated 9-inch housing here.
I like that. There's no.
This thing is pure beef.
Nothing except for the rear.
Big old tubes on it. Looking good.
Superior work on there. And
Now we're just waiting for the Mega High 9 third member, and we'll be ready to roll here. Well, Josh went and picked up his 5.3 liter LS engine. It's got low miles on it, came with the computer. Dirt cheap and very reliable, man. It's gonna be badass. Well, he's got these really nice link mounts all welded up. These are real quality pieces, man. I'm liking this. And the chassis is all welded out now too. So I'm about ready to start getting serious about mocking up an engine and a transmission in this thing. Chassis coming along really good here. Doing the rear control arm mounts. Got some aluminum links made. Then getting the housing cut down. Just welded on the reed C's. And shooting for his 60-inch wheel mounting surface to wheel mounting surface axle length. And it's coming along good. Well, the rear axle's mocked up here. Got his Mega High 9 in. And that's pretty much, by our estimation, where the tire's going to sit. So, these nice ass aluminum links right here, Josh had made locally. Who made those? So we're almost a roller on this shit. Got the rear axle in. All the links done in the rear. The front. Got the front axle all together. Another Trail Gear housing. And right now he's having links made for the front. So by this time next week, this baby should be a roller. So Josh has to measure for his custom RCVs for his rear steer. He's got this handy jig for the 9-inch setup.
Rough Stuff Specialties.
From Rough Stuff Specialties. So the engine's in, getting mocked up right now. And Floppy and Josh are over here changing out the outputs on the Atlas. Input, output, tomato, tomato.
It's the input.
Creole. So we're getting this drivetrain mocked the fuck out. So we got the ORIs mocked up on this. Looking pretty fucking good. Got the whole drivetrain burned in. Motor mounts, transmission mounts. Trying to mock up where the seats are going to be in this. And the rear's done. Got at full bump, we have a perfect 90-degree angle here between the lower control arms and the rear ORIs. So that's looking good. And we're about ready to start working on all the small details of this buggy. It's looking damn good. So we're making a little bit of progress here. Josh is mocking up his radiator here to get mounted. You can see the radiator is going to be under the tank, so the fans aren't blowing hot air directly on the tank. And The drivetrain's basically all done, and the suspension's pretty much done right now. And we just measured for the custom rear axle shafts. It's kind of what we got going on here. And he just called Brannick, and they're on their way. Hopefully. And the dashboard is finally coming together. Got his race pack on. Got all that set up, so that's looking pretty damn good. And he has his AccuSump hooked up right here, which he had a lot of foresight in installing this and integrating it into the build before the build was done, because most people end up finding out they need this with their LS engine for rock crawling well after the build's done. So it was good he had a lot of foresight to add this to the build during the build process. So we got the axle shafts in from Brannick finally, and it looks like our measurements were absolutely perfect. Everything fits good. We got just about a 1/4 inch gap between the shafts in the middle. Everything slides in fine. Got the CTMs in there, and this axle is basically ready to rock and roll now. Got the carrier bearing in. And we're looking at Josh's bent fab build. Oh, fuck, what the fuck is going on here? Is that brake?
Give me my toy.
Don't be weird.
Oh, God.
Don't be
Don't
weird.
be weird, really?
Burn the
Hey,
pubes off
You
of
got a
him.
little hair there.
Burn the pubes off.
Don't be weird. No.
He turned right.
Do that again, Josh. Do that again. Oh, shit. What's going to happen here? Well, you've got the engine running. Kinda.
No,
Not tuned yet, but it's running.
it's probably 80%.
Got his fuel hooked up, got the brakes hooked up, hydraulic lines hooked up. Nice. Listen to that baby purr. Listen to that V8 LS engine purr. Nice. So what do you got left to do here, Josh?
Absolutely everything.
And you have to make it to Trail Hero tomorrow?
Day after tomorrow.
Just like last year.
Year before last. Yeah.
Throw a buggy together right before Trail Hero, show up at the fucking last minute and do your shakedown run on Sandthrax. I like it.
Yep.
It's supposed to feel.
A little bump, down. Nice. So full disclosure here, it's been well over a year and a half since you saw that last footage of Josh's bent Fab Buggy actually wheeling in Sand Hollow. What had happened was he'd planned on taking it home after that event, breaking the whole thing down, having the chassis blasted, primered, and powder coated or professionally painted a neon green color to match the rest of the accents he was putting on the buggy. But he never did it. And that buggy's still wheeling today in the white, totally unpainted. And it's doing a great job, though. But I just was holding this footage for almost 2 years now and just decided to go ahead and release it because I don't think he's ever going to break it down and actually paint it. And just to let my viewers know, another one of my buddies just bought a Bomber Fabrication trail chassis, one of the buggy in the boxes, and he's putting that together right now. So perhaps I'll go over to his house every day after work and check in on his progress and maybe do a video for you on his Bomber Fab rock buggy.